Welcome, Filthy Kitchen. Not exactly cooking, I'm going to just make a bowl of oatmeal, but we'll call this Filthy Kitchen Cooking with Squadgeman. I am the Squadgeman and this is the kitchen, and yes, it is filthy, there's no doubt about it. Now, it will be less filthy soon because I'm back from my little trip and it's time to tidy up the kitchen a little bit. But let's be honest, it's probably not going to be super duper clean, but at least it'll be livable and a lot less filthy. I'm going to try to keep this place a lot cleaner than it has been in the past, and let's hope I can manage that. Alright, so I got this big bag of oatmeal here that was in the cupboard. It's probably good for a very long time, but I'm going to use it anyway. So I'm going to have 2/3 of a cup of oatmeal, and get some blueberries, put that in. As you can hear, the water has boiled. Now, boiling water in a kettle, that's not how you make oatmeal. Well, you're right, that's not how I make oatmeal. That's not how maybe most people make oatmeal, but I'm going to do it, and it's not going to be a big issue because I'm also going to throw that in the microwave. So basically, how do we make the oatmeal? We take the oatmeal like so. Now, sugar is an evil, very evil poison, but I'm not a superhuman, so I'm going to take some of this here sugar pack. I got a bunch of sugar packets. A friend of mine gave me. A coffee shop closed down, and he inherited some sugar. Now, 2 packets of sugar is a tablespoon, if you didn't know. So I have 4 packets, so basically 2 tablespoons of sugar is going in. What else? What else goes in the oatmeal? Well, believe it or not, I got some salt. All right, got the sugar, got some salt. I'm gonna give this about 10 little shakes, something like that. Got some salt in there, and secret bullet, good old block of butter. Yes, I know this guy uses a lot of butter, they say, but since I'm not obese, maybe I'm onto something. I see a lot of people who avoid butter and they have a lot of margarine and stuff, and you know, they talk about this, they talk about that, they eat their granola bars. So I'm going to take a chunk of butter and throw that in. Yeah, so basically this is like an oatmeal muffin in semi-liquid form. All right. So if it can go on a muffin, it can go on the oatmeal. That's one way to think about it. So as I was saying, you see a lot of people who probably shouldn't be giving dietary advice eating healthy. You know, they'll have all this granola bar crap and trail mix and whatnot. They'll drink their juice. They'll go to these juice bars and say, "Oh, I'm healthy, I'm drinking juice." And it's like, yeah, that juice has actually got more sugar in it than like Pepsi. Speaking of which, a can of Pepsi, I can't remember exactly how many grams of, I think it 28 grams or something of sugar. Well, 5 grams of sugar is a spoonful, so you're getting 5 spoonfuls of sugar. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, almost 6. I have 2, okay? So a lot less sugar. Granted, you know, all carbohydrate is sugar and oatmeal is carbohydrate, so the sugar of the actual carbohydrate, but it's a complex sugar, complex carbohydrate which means slow delivery to the system. You're not going to shock the system too much. All that sucrose is going to shock the system because that's what table salt basically is. So yeah, I'll get a little shock, but it's not going to be too bad. Now, I got some blueberries here. These blueberries have been in the fridge since before I went away. I hope they're still good. Let me see. They'll do. So, I'm going to add some blueberries to this oatmeal, but these just came out of the fridge. That would be a terrible thing. These would be like ice cubes in this nice hot water. So you don't want to throw ice cubes into the oatmeal to cool it down too much. So that's where the microwaving comes in. Now what I could do is I could microwave these blueberries and then mix them and then probably microwave some more. That's usually what I do, and that's probably what I'll do now. Or I could just throw them in and microwave the whole bunch, which is also something I do. And which is probably, I'll probably microwave this as well, meaning the whole noodle. So I have a very generous portion of blueberries here. I'll show you a few stems. So I got lots of blueberries in this here bowl. I'm just going to heat these up. I don't want to heat them up too much. I don't really want to cook them, but if I cook them, it's not a big deal. When you get jam, you're basically eating cooked blueberries. I don't know. Maybe some of the nutrients break down and you don't get the full positive benefit of the blueberry by doing that, but good enough. Good enough for me for now. I just want something in my stomach. So a lot of the energy from that water has probably been converted in hydrating this oatmeal. So I will probably most likely have to heat this up a bit anyway. It's still pretty liquidy. This is all going to absorb into the oatmeal, and actually it's really going to absorb into these blueberries. These blueberries are pretty wrinkly, and there's some blueberry juice here now where it was in the freezer and in the fridge. A lot of the liquid has seeped out. What happens when I mix it with the oatmeal is these blueberries will also expand and become round and absorb a lot of the water out of the oatmeal. And the oatmeal itself is going to absorb a lot of this water. So this oatmeal seems pretty runny at the moment, but it's going to thicken up considerably. And I'm probably going to have to add some more water, which is fine. Now, these blueberries are not overly warm. So, although they seem warm-ish, they're considerably cooler than the oatmeal. So, they're really going to cool down this oatmeal quite a bit. So, I'm going to throw these into the microwave and heat it up. And then, I'm going to let it cool down. This is just going to add a little time to the absorption of the water process. That way the actual oatmeal will not be so chewy. And yeah, it will be, it's going to be too hot to eat, but by the time that warms up and then cools down again, and I stir it up a little, you should have a nice bowl of oatmeal there. Typically, I avoid the carbs. I get most of my food is protein and fat. It's hard to avoid carbs, so it's very easy to overeat carbs because it's very difficult to cut them out completely. And just by being cognizant of that and trying to cut them out where possible, you're still going to get your daily requirement of carbs, which is about 20 grams. You going to get a hell of a lot more than that. Of course, I've got way more than 20 grams in this here oatmeal I'm making, but you know, I'm not exactly a pipsqueak. I'm, you know, 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. I can eat a pretty big bowl of oatmeal. But that's probably going to be most of my carbs. I had 4 chicken breast, not chicken breast, I had 4 chicken burgers late last night. They were breaded, and I had some barbecue sauce and some relish on that, which contains a lot of sugar. Both of those contain a lot of sugar, plus the breading on the actual chicken. A lot of carbohydrates there. And these chicken burgers, the dryer has dried the clothes. That's what that alarm is. These chicken burgers, I'm not going to buy them anymore. I like to have things on hand in case I need something quick, but those chicken burgers were really not very good, and yeah, I'd rather not eat that stuff. But it is nice to have some sort of frozen food here where I can throw it in the oven and forget it until the alarm goes off, rather than have to go through the whole rigmarole of cooking all the time. I do enjoy cooking, as you may know, but sometimes I have other things to do. All right, so, ooh, this is quite hot, so I'm just gonna transfer that over there. So this is very, very hot right now, but I'm gonna mix it up. It's still got a nice bit of moisture, but by the time this cools down to a temperature where I can actually eat it, it's going to be quite thick, and most of this liquid's going to be absorbed. If I got my measurements right, I won't have to add any more water, but if I do have to add more water, I left some extra water in the kettle, and it should still be hot enough by the time I'm ready to eat this. If not, I can always heat up the water a little bit more. So, let me show you without burning my hands. This is a nice big bowl of blueberry oatmeal. What kind of oatmeal was it? The stuff that was on sale. Cheapest. Big bag, the cheapest stuff. Everybody wants the steel cut oats or the this, that, and the other thing. They want to avoid the instant oats because, you know, sugars are too simple. But once this oatmeal is gone, I won't be buying any more oatmeal if I'm going to be here by myself. Looks like I can use a shave, so I'll probably be putting up a shaving video soon. I can see that a lot of the swelling is down, which reminds me I have to take my anti-inflammatory and my antibiotic. Yes, it is time to take those. So I'm supposed to take this anti-inflammatory with food, which is kind of why I want this oatmeal right now. Get ready, have some food. Probably a good idea to eat. I'm gonna get on the bike. I hope to do some more exercise, and I've got to do some cleaning up. I've also got to hit the supermarket. The house is pretty bereft of groceries, and I need some olive oil more than anything. I'm empty, and hopefully some meat's on sale. So you'll probably see some more videos today. I do have to cook a few steaks later. I do have to, what else do I have to do? Well, that's probably going to be it for the videos. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Who loves you, baby? This guy, don't forget it. If you're going through tough times, remember, we can do 3 things. We can wait, we can think, and we can fast, by which I mean we can endure. Not just fasting without food, but fasting without whatever it is that we want, and hope for a better day. So, that being said, remember, you're somebody's favorite person out there, probably mine. And until next time, goodbye. Love you. See you soon.